uh, complicating, but
Okay.
uh, I don't do this because I do visit with the other exams.
Sure.
So yeah,
1 second. I'm going to ping everybody.
the ping is do a like a old poster for something. I do one for the circus,
I'm
and
not.
yeah, I
I'm not
draw.
sure what you mean. Oh, here we go.
Uh,
How's it going?
it's hi mental.
Going well.
Um, all right. We got one person. Doc. Okay, Doc will be here in a minute, and then we can get started. Very good. Everybody's here.
Mental alloy. I just wanted to apologize in person. I'm sorry I missed last week. I was hey, it's Doc.
No
Yeah, I
problem.
was
What
struggling
the
with
heck?
insomnia, and
Oh,
I thought I had it, but because
It's me
I couldn't
or
sleep the night before, but I had taken a nap, and then I was like watching a movie, and I fell asleep,
not a
and
problem.
then I overslept.
No
So
issues.
it's me or today we start a bit early.
Yep. That's okay. All right. So everybody is here. Um, awesome. So just to recap, uh, Eminary was already here, but Mental Korean and Aloy had discussed castle upgrades last time or last weekend when you guys weren't here. So they had settled on the Annals of Society and an occult library upgrade for your castle. More information is in the talents, which are linked in Discord.
Are those two
Uh,
upgrades okay with you two?
yep.
Okay.
Well, with me, I can't speak for Doc.
Hi, Doc.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what I was
sure.
kind of.
Yeah, they're both
Good morning, Doc.
pretty good for helping you guys out. The Annals of Society one's pretty nice because it gives you guys an extra experience point at the end of a session.
Yeah, annals.
Yep. All right. So you guys ready to get started?
Sorry if my voice is really scratchy, by the way. I just woke up.
That's okay. I'm gonna talk for a couple minutes and then we'll get started.
Okay.
Yes, yes, it's good. And don't worry, I the my exam I have for the midnight, like 11:59.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, I try to remember the hour, but don't worry, I
No
can.
problem.
I do the most bored part, so just
Okay. So to recap, let me get some music here. Uh,
today is more like role, not use. We don't use Foundry.
We
yeah,
will be using Foundry.
yeah, we're always gonna use Foundry. You should always be in it
Okay,
if you're playing the game.
okay. Give me a moment to
Sure.
enter.
Okay.
Quick,
Um,
sorry, quick question, Shadow. I
sure.
was looking through the Legend Keeper thing. I was trying to find the section that was
The upgrades.
the preparation for the adventure, the stuff
Oh,
where we.
gotcha. Let me tell you. Let me just find it real quick. Hang on. That should be under. Hang on a sec. You know what? Maybe I don't have it in here.
I thought I remember seeing it, but
I may have it somewhere. Is there a specific question you had?
no, I was just gonna try and refresh my memory on what to do, but
Oh,
that's
okay.
okay.
No problem.
Uh,
Um,
Just
Jace
wing
put
it.
he crazy and start to say uh, fragments of Shakespeare, and
Okay.
the Reverend is dying.
All right. We haven't even gotten started yet, so hang on just a minute.
Okay.
All right. So, to recap what happened last episode, you guys had just finished coming back from Falun, where you had a pretty horrific event happen to you where the church had burned down. Emily had lost her husband, and she confessed to you also about having killed her daughter. So then she brought you to the mines where you had dug up the body, blessed the ground, and reburied the body, which is ultimately what allowed Anna to pass on. And you guys made your way back to Uppsala after that, and it was a pretty uneventful trip. And now I'm gonna.
And Lisa, it was Lisa, right? She was the bad girl that
Yes, yes.
killed our friend and took his gem.
Yeah, Franzibald Hansen.
Yeah.
He was murdered by Lisa. She was carrying his.
Oh, Lisa.
Yes, carrying his severed head through the mines, and that's
Right.
when
She was the waitress at the place in
at Dagny's. Yes.
Dagny's, yeah.
Yep. So that covers that part. Now let's go ahead. I just want to kind of do like a quick little backstory blurb for this coming mystery, and I'm just going to change the music for that. So this is kind of like just like a write up. So just give me a moment here.
Is it just going to be us
Remember.
four again in the adventure?
I'm sorry, what?
Is it just going to be us four in this adventure as well?
Yeah, I haven't had anybody else show any interest, so it's just
Okay.
you guys,
Okay.
which is fine. All right. Let's pull up that. So, on a dark, rainy night, a horse-drawn carriage pulls up, and no one says a word as they solemnly walk towards the entrance. The butler of the mansion, known as Bjorn Thrall, is waiting for them there. His posture is stiff, composed. He observes them with cold, calculating eyes. As the group approaches, one of them takes off their hat. Another person places a hand on the tall man's shoulder. No one says a word. A second carriage pulls in behind the first, rain drumming rhythmically on its roof. 4 more men emerge and carefully lift something from the back. A coffin. When Bjorn sees this, something changes in his demeanor, and he lets out a small, painful whimper. Until that moment, his brain refused to accept what he had been told prior. As reality catches up to him in the form of a wooden crate carrying the love of his life, he trembles and steps towards the coffin. Bjorn's legs give out and he collapses, emitting deep and guttural shrieks of pain and grief. The rain continues to fall. And now,
Oh,
it is...
someone be killed.
It has been 2 weeks since you guys have returned from Falun. You're finally settled in. It's a cool October morning, and you find yourselves sitting inside of the sitting room, eating breakfast, reading your newspapers. This is pretty much the norm every day in the morning for you guys. And yeah, so is anybody doing anything specific right now during breakfast time? Besides reading the newspaper, perhaps?
I would say that I am not yet at the castle,
Okay.
as we had bought a home in Uppsala and have been working on trying to move things from my last location to Uppsala.
Okay.
So it's been taking about a month or so for me to move.
So you don't actually live at the castle then?
No,
Okay.
Wait, so
as I have a family,
uh,
so
Yep. Understood.
okay. So Kai isn't in the room,
not yet.
right?
Right. He's
Not yet.
not. He's not
Okay.
there yet. It's just. It sounds like just the rest of you guys are there.
Okay.
You're just having breakfast,
Maybe
enjoying your first meal of the day, and reading your newspaper at this point.
I Shadow. I can do something.
Sure.
Yeah. You see, it's days in the morning. Uh, so it's a bit energetic for this time, and the first thing he do is well, someone needs coffee, and I appear the coffee, a coffee, uh, a coffee tin. Sorry, I don't remember the.
Like a coffee pot.
Yes, coffee pot, and say this travel and traumatic experience have his rewards, and she is obviously is no, it's the coffee top is something you don't know what he do with this, and start to put coffee in a cup.
Okay. Very good.
Yeah, yeah. So,
Ingrid will be quickly. She's not really like leisurely reading the newspaper. She will be just kind of like quickly scanning through it, seeing if there's anything important. Kind of hurriedly eating a breakfast and preparing to head out to the university hospital, where she would have been spending most of her time treating patients and you know making contacts in her new city in her
So,
profession.
if you're reading the newspaper and you're skimming through it, go ahead and roll me learning, please.
Okay.
For Avery, I think he would be like, I don't know, maybe, are we eating like in the dining room or something like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they call it a
Maybe
sitting
he would,
room.
a sitting room, okay. Um, he would not sit still in a way, like he would maybe run around the room in a way that kind of sharing his breakfast with Milo.
Mm-hmm.
Like he would make Milo do tricks with pieces of his breakfast,
Nice.
and
I
just not
clap in the
able to
back.
sit still, not able to sit still like at all.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
You see, I clap in the background because I don't super close to a Avery Avery. His memory. Okay, to this book.
Okay.
Yes,
So we're just
Avery
gonna.
and Milo. Yes.
Got it. All right. So Ingrid, with your two successes, you quickly skim through the newspaper. However, one particular story really catches your eye. Let me just show that to you now. Hang on a sec.
Ooh.
Let me find it. Bear with me for just a second. Sorry.
By this time, I would be approaching the castle doors and walking in.
Okay. Perfect. I think if I just do.
I have that a little. You think maybe when the Kai appear in the room, we maybe we're gonna talk about Jace
So
and his. Okay, sorry.
no, no problem. So seeing how Ingrid is the only person who's seeing this right now, I'm going to show you this news story, and I'll let you do with it what you will.
Okay.
Do you see that?
Yes.
Perfect.
Isn't oops. Uh,
Hmm.
um,
She
I don't
she
see it.
frowns. She frowns slightly. Yeah, only I'll be able to see it. So
If you show
she
it to
she
somebody,
scans. She
sure.
pauses. Looks at a particular article. Clucks her tongue slightly. Tisk tisk. She she tosses. She folds the paper and slightly, and then tosses it on the table. Look at this. Another accident.
Avery, Avery
Ooh,
pokes his head in and like, what? Are there any interesting gossip?
As you peer over at the
ooh,
newspaper, you see the following story.
ooh, we are famous. I gonna open the
No, this is a
wine.
different mine.
Different story, Aloy.
Yeah,
Ah,
this you're
no.
no this. I'm showing a newspaper clipping that Ingrid saw in there that caught her eye. Trust me, you guys don't want to be famous because you don't want to draw attention to yourself. You're supposed to be a secret society.
Ah, okay. Sorry,
No, it's
spelling
fine.
this.
Definitely don't want to bring attention to yourselves.
Well,
When
would people at the university know who I am, technically speaking?
With your connections to Franzibald, I would say yes.
Oh, lovely.
I would say that, well, they may not know you personally, but they know of you.
Okay.
Because,
Hmm.
they may have come across some of your writings that you co authored with Franzibald.
Okay.
Avery's like, what's with weird shit and mines?
You
Um,
know, Avery, as I kind of approach the table and look at the article, we would love to know the same at this point.
something to keep in the back of your minds. So,
Yeah.
as you
yep,
guys are all peering over at this newspaper clipping, there's a knock on the door behind you. And at the door, your butler, Alget, opens it quite quickly. He's very, very spry in his old age. He opens the door, and standing in front of him is Bjorn Prahl. Remember that guy that I talked about in the
Yep.
beginning of this episode? Well, here he is. This is Franzibald's butler and also his life partner.
Hey.
life partner.
Life
They
partner,
were
yes.
Very good friend.
roommates.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, roommate.
Ah, okay. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
a little bit of something there that you just learned about Franzibald.
I
Hey.
walk over and
Ooh.
um, shake the gentleman's hand.
He shakes your hand back, but you can tell he's very distraught and upset at
Hmm.
this point. He's very stern, and he's quiet, and right now he's looking rather pale. Uh, his face is almost hollow. Like he looks like he hasn't eaten in days. That's how bad he is right now. As he takes off his hat as he enters into the room, he says, "Good morning. I do hope that
Morning.
I do hope I did not come at a bad time."
I'm kind
It's
of
always a good time. Sorry.
I I inform him, no, not at all. Come on in and take a seat.
Thank you.
Feel free to have some coffee or
You want a coffee?
Oh, thank you. Please.
Yes. Because it's funny because I don't understand. You wanna see how I serve coffee in a cup of wine, like
Hmm.
or do something with this and put in to the butler. Take.
So Bjorn, he walks to the nearest available seat and he just sits down, awaiting his coffee. He says, "I do apologize for my intrusion, but I, I, I think that this probably should go to you. It belonged to Franzibald, but..." And as he mentions Franzibald's name, he chokes up a little bit and he's becoming more visibly upset. And
Don't worry. Take your time.
he pulls out an envelope from the jacket pocket And as he's pulling it out, he hands it to whoever's closest. Who is close to him right now?
I would
Maybe
say most definitely it would be Jace at this point.
yes, because I served the coffee.
Yep.
Yes.
Jace, he hands you the envelope, and he says, "It was addressed to Franzibald. They must not know him. Or, I'm sorry, they must not know. It's from the university. I think it's an invitation for tonight. I can't attend, but it might be of interest to you." You all automatically know about this particular event that's happening this evening. It's been the talk of the town for the past several weeks. Abyssco Mine
What?
has purchased a mine, and at first it wasn't such a big deal, and then
Mhm.
now they're under very close eye because they have increased the security around their mine like tenfold. It's like a fortress now, and that's raised some concerns. And they there's talks that they've discovered something that could be a breakthrough for science.
Ooh,
So you know exactly what this event is all about, and
it's like a party invitation.
it is. And I'm going to show you the invitation here in a sec. This is what
Ah, okay.
it looks like. I'll show it to all you guys.
Oh,
Would you,
Jesus. Crazy language.
would I be able
Ah,
to produce a similar invitation from my coat pocket as I was on my way over here?
I would say
Is it-
probably not. This is like a very high class exclusive event,
Okay.
What's in the
and it's
vault?
invite
ooh.
only.
There's really all of this.
I see
Yeah.
the
So it
the
says
invitation and
Mr.
sorry.
Franzibald Hansen and Co. is requested to attend the ball at the new University Hall on October 5th, current at 4:00 p.m. Eskil Anderson, Vice Chancellor. So, again, you guys know what this is. This is like a big announcement type thing that they're doing because whatever they found is a big deal.
Hmm.
Ooh. I read this and say, well, we're gonna do a party to enter.
Um,
I'm just a bit happy.
Bjorn also says, "I must warn you that Franzibald was very wary of Sve Mining Company. He often said these fools do not know what forces they're up against. He used to say that all the time."
You would be surprised to know that it doesn't surprise me.
Well, perhaps he was needlessly paranoid, but frankly, I doubt it. I know this mattered to Franzibald a great deal, and he was planning on bringing your group in to help him with investigating the further after Falun.
Mm.
We are
Avery
professional.
just stared at the invitation and just groaned. Does this mean I have to take a bath again?
Yes, yes, it does.
Oh.
Oh
All the
man,
days, if you like.
I just
Yes.
imagine it's like somebody chasing Avery around with like a hose, just around like a cartoon.
Cool. I will. I wanted to ask Avery about this last week before, before we got started, if it was okay for me to offer him a room at the house away from the castle,
I
just
mean,
in case he needed
he
someplace to
mostly
go.
lives on the street. I mean, he
I'm
would.
just saying, as like a courtesy to you, to be able to have a
Uh,
bed to go to that's not on the street.
I
I
mean,
mean,
You
I
have a
would
custom.
appreciate it, but I don't think I'm gonna use it a lot. So maybe
Okay.
you could just
you guys live at
use
the
it as a
castle.
guest room.
Well,
Uh,
I mean,
most of us,
We have
I guess.
rooms at the castle.
you
Put it
you
that
have
way.
rooms at the castle and they're available to you. They're I mean, if you work there and you're a part of the society, then you have a room there.
Okay.
oh,
Um,
my room must be
This
covered in shit.
yeah.
this is I this part I don't know this part of we are living in the castle, but
Yeah.
sounds interesting.
Well, I mean, you don't have to. I mean, you just kind of by default.
Uh,
But if you don't want to live there,
Well,
you
if
don't have to. I mean, just let me know.
yeah, like Avery lives on the streets.
The streets are my home.
well, Jay's the only place he have is the street because he don't have a house.
Right.
So this is free house.
Yep, that's fine. All right, so Jace is staying there. He's got the whole castle to himself.
Well,
Uh,
Is it
Ingrid
a
stays
good
Oh,
or
there
bad
too,
idea?
but
Ingrid and Jace.
she's like
Well,
boarding there. It's like a boarding house.
Yep.
Jay,
Quick question for the rest of you guys. Did you guys talk about or do any more investigation into uh, Ferdinand's that green jewel that was taken by Lisa?
I don't think
uh,
so. Where did we keep it?
You didn't take it.
the
Lisa had it.
figure?
Lisa took it.
Oh,
She killed
Lisa
him
took it.
and took the
Okay.
jewel.
I don't remember what we're planning on doing.
And
Well, we have his butler, so we could ask
Yeah.
him.
well,
Do
Bjorn
we
was
have
still
like
talking.
yeah, like
Find her?
artifact handling, something like that?
Um, so Bjorn continues talking, and he
Okay.
says, "I know it's a lot for me to ask, but I don't suppose you'd be able to stop by the mansion and just go over his notes and see if there's anything that you can help with.
That'd be alright. Yeah,
He
for
had a
sure.
lot. He had a lot of notes on research up in his office. Um,
All the inform oh, Jesus. All the information is
yeah, but
uh
I believe that
love
Franzibald
it.
was invited to this ball because of his good relationship with the geology department at the university.
He did
Oh,
mention something about the geology department.
Yes. So I'm going to leave you guys with a choice at this point. You guys can continue role playing here. You can either prepare to go to the ball, which is tonight, or you have time and you can go to Franzibald's office.
ooh. I think this is a good moment to talk of the elephant in the room. In other words, Jace and the other Jace thing because well, I think in the story this moment is like holy moly,
Yeah.
who is this guy?
Franzibald was a lot
Yes,
more important than you realized,
yes,
especially if he's
entering the
receiving invitations to this type of ball.
ooh, yes, I am maybe the enter to the office, but well, all the options are welcome.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think Ingrid would like to, if he's not too upset, ask the butler about find some more about. Seems like there's a connection because there's the green stone that was taken, uh, the mysterious green stone found after the mining accident, and the geology department.
Okay.
And like to maybe see if he knows anything about that. If not, then we'd probably look. Do you want to look through his notes? Seems like there's a connection there.
Yeah. He does mention that all of his notes were kept up in his office in the second floor of the mansion that they lived in, or they live in. As far as the geology department, he doesn't know much about that. Franzibald was very secretive with his work, and for very good reason. Franzibald had the site, obviously. Bjorn does not.
Gotcha. Does he know where or when Franzibald got the stone?
He's had it for a few years. He doesn't know
Okay.
where he got it from,
Okay.
but he sees him wearing it and playing with it all the time. That was his thing. Like, whenever he's talking to somebody or laughing, he's always just like, playing with the little necklace in his fingers while he's doing it. So he was very clearly in love with the thing.
Okay.
Okay. I will defer
Ooh.
to the others as to if they have any more role play that they want to do here or anything, or what the other two options.
At the words, Ransabal loves the necklace. I would pat the butler's back. Like, I'm sure he loves you as much as he loves the necklace.
Well, there's no doubt about that.
Okay, you guys are cool. You guys are healthy. I like that.
Yeah, we had a very good relationship.
Yes.
Oh, that's
Um,
adorable.
I'm going to look at the rest of the team and say, would we want to go to the dinner, or do we want to stay here and prep for the ball, or do we want to go check out the library or the office space?
I am free for all your options. Hey, and you see, I am write something in my book.
Well, it
And
shouldn't
that this is
take
all
us that long to prepare for the ball. Why don't
Yeah.
we go
No.
and see if we can find something about the notes and then plan to attend? Maybe we'll have some more idea of what it is that he intended to do there.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
let's go.
So Franzbald's
okay.
office, Kai, you know this for a fact. His mansion is literally right down the street. It's like 2 blocks away.
Okay.
And so let me just put you guys on the map. 1 second. So right now
You
you're
say,
right here,
you see when
and that's. Can you see that
I
Franzbald's office right there?
just
Do.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
okay
So,
when we
so, sorry. Go ahead.
just when you see when we go to uh principal office, I for a moment I forget my magic trick books and I say Ingrid, you can pass my book if you can give me a hand with this.
Certainly.
Uh, yes. When you find a book is in a place. Uh, uh, Jesus, give me a moment. Words. Uh, in the table, and you see uh a note right super bad and like super fast and say hot, and this is all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Excellent. All right. So you guys, you arrive at Franzbald's mansion. It's quite large. It's 2 floors, but it's very wide. And from the outside, it's very well kept. The grass is nice and green, save for a few leaves that are scattered throughout because the wind has been blowing around a lot of leaves today. You are traveling with Bjorn. He comes with you, so he just opens the door and ushers you guys all inside.
Hmm.
And inside is vastly different from the outside. You can tell that Bjorn's been suffering a lot. There's messes everywhere. Definitely unlike Bjorn, considering he's the butler for the mansion, and it's not like him. So you can tell he's hurting a lot over the loss of Franzbald.
Just
He says the he says Franzbald's office is right up the stairs there. It's the first door on the left. I'll be down here. Help yourself. And then
okay.
so
Thank you.
he walks away and he just goes into another room. You're not sure where.
Just see.
Um, Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. You see when and before the butler go out, I take a thing for the castle and I give him a wine bottle and I say, you maybe need this, and I go to the rest of the team. Don't drink all.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate
You're
it.
welcome.
Okay.
Welcome.
So you guys all go upstairs?
Yep.
I think so.
Okay. So as you guys make your way up the stairs, to the left is a rather large room. Um, the room itself is basically just wall to wall with books. There's an enormous globe that stands in one corner of the room. There's a marble bust of a Roman emperor sitting in another corner. In the center of the ceiling hangs an enormous skeleton of what you think might be either a crocodile or some sort of a dinosaur. Um, there's a desk sitting against the wall that's cluttered with burnt down candlesticks. There's a lot of ink pens and papers standing in the middle of the desk as well. What do you?
I sorry.
I'll show you a picture of the
Uh,
place too. Hang on a sec.
yes, I wanna ask something for context, but in this war, uh, oh boy, in this war, the secret doors and something like this is exist.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's possible to exist this.
It's Yeah, it's pretty crazy. There's a lot of weird stuff going on in there. Let's see. So, yeah, what are you guys doing?
It,
I gonna try to find something well strange. Something I think is strange.
Okay, well, I mean, everything in this room is strange, so that's it's kind of an understatement. Everything is very
I
exotic
would
and weird.
just I would just patrol around the room and see if something caught my eye.
Okay. Um, so
Ingrid will turn to Kai and say, "You worked with him the most. What can I do to help here?"
Um, I'm going to just kind of peruse through the library shelves, just kind of feeling for air
okay.
in the room, just because I know he has an additional, like, this isn't everything in my brain. I know this isn't everything
Okay. Everybody
because
roll
I've been
me investigation.
okay.
Okay. I say, ooh, I read this in a book. Start to put try to move the books and say, well, this and see nothing happens. Say, well, I investigation.
Ooh,
Oh my god, 3 1s?
Ouch.
beautiful.
Jesus, a zero.
Okay.
Sorry.
Well, uh,
Kai. There we go.
okay. Avery and Kai. You guys happen to be standing next to each other anyway. Kai, you're feeling around for like gaps in the bookshelves and feeling around for air. And Avery, you're a little shorter, so you're doing the same thing, like kind of a little bit lower, just to cover more area. And you feel a slight breeze. And below, right at the front of your feet there, you can see where the bookshelf was moved. You can see that it dug into the floor.
Ooh.
Ah.
Say
Okay.
that Ingrid
So,
was busy just doing minor tidying up of various papers and stuff, and just kind of like doesn't really find anything. That's that.
Avery is
I'm
like
gonna
shaking with
search.
excitement, like secret door.
I'm gonna
Woo!
search. I know that I at this point I would know um that the door, obviously it's a door and not a bookshelf. So I start kind of flipping the books up and down till I would find if find the locking mechanism essentially.
Okay. If you're gonna do that, roll stealth, please.
Stealth.
Ooh. You see how I oh, so I eliminate
Can I
the
join
door.
Kai in like the pressing stuff?
Yeah. You guys can either roll stealth or force for this, depending on what you're better at. Because some people may just want to try and pry the door open. Other people might try to find a hidden switch.
What you say? Force
Uh,
or
Force or stealth.
so okay, so
yeah.
please. Woo! Two success. Nice.
Jace, with your 2 successes, you just kind of push everybody out of the way, and you just go up and you immediately pick the correct book, and you pull it forward slightly, and you just hear click, and then the door slides open.
Yes.
Let me get
And I open
let me get
the
some
door.
different music. So now, as you guys swing open this giant bookcase, you're met with a extremely dark corridor, and it's not very wide, and there's no light whatsoever. So let me just get some new sound here. Hang on a sec. Where are we going here?
Very ominous.
Yes. Here it
Ingrid
is.
looks over at the three that are crowded around this secret door
Wait,
now.
is
She
is
didn't. She didn't. She didn't crowd in. Three's more than enough.
Yeah. Um, so you can't see any visible lights anywhere or anything like that. There's a very cold breeze coming from this, and one of you shouts into the hallway, and it sounds like it goes on for quite a while.
oh
I'm just gonna look back at Ingrid and just say, honestly, I've been down this hallway once, but it was a very, very long time ago, in my early days.
Being of a practical mind, she'll look around for a lamp. I see that there's like candles, but with the breeze, that's probably not a good idea. So she'll look for a lamp,
Yeah, so we'll say
you
there's a
see
lamp.
and
You
she will take it and light it and offer it to Kai, since he's the one who's been here before.
okay?
you see how
Um,
And
Jace have
did you guys want
her
to do
knife.
anything else in his office before you go down into this next room?
I would
I
yes,
mean,
try
I'm just
to
Uh,
going
like.
to I'm gonna walk over to the shelf that had more of the books that he didn't that he and I co-wrote together, like the articles and the newspaper clippings that he has clipped out and stuff like that, and just go over and just reminisce on it for a second,
Okay.
do you think he would
enjoying
have
my
stored?
Shadow.
happier memories.
Oh, good.
Question Shadow.
What's up?
In the room, uh, have something like fancy, you know, fancy or like interesting, but a small thing.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Okay, give me a moment.
Sure.
In the room, like a tiny object, super strange, or it's
So
like
you're just looking for
expensive.
strange things
Yes, but a small one.
inside of his office, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. You like I said before, there's definitely a lot of strange things. If you want to look at anything in particular, you can look at his desk or something like that. Or
In the desk. In the desk.
yep. So
Yes, I.
you peer onto his desk, and right at the top, actually, there's one of his notebooks. And inside the
Ooh.
notebook, you flip to the last page, which appears to be one of his research journals. And on the last page, it says, "The lack of transparency should concern us all." And this is Franzibald calling out Uppsala University for not being open about its dealings with the Sve Mining Corporation. So he's concerned that there's a lot of darker things happening behind the scenes.
And
Additionally,
sorry,
sorry, no, go ahead.
I read this and say, okay, and I I choose this notebook and I extend it. Sorry. Say maybe this is important, and well, he's lying, so this is mine.
Yep.
and, and
So
I wrapped up with the team.
as you flip through the book a little bit further, an old newspaper clipping falls out.
Ooh,
And let me
and
show you that as well. Hang on a sec.
what?
I'm going to show that just to you, Jace, because you're the one that's investigating this.
Ooh. University conspiracy
Uh,
occult.
hang on a
Well,
second.
I
This
have my ideas.
is 2C. One moment. I showed you the wrong newspaper clipping earlier, so I'm just going to show you this one instead. So, that was my mistake. I fucked up. That newspaper clipping that you guys saw earlier back in the breakfast room, that was meant for this one right
Oh,
here that you found.
ah,
You were supposed to
Oh.
see
oh,
this one, so I'm just going to show you this one instead, and we'll just pretend that was swapped around. So,
Oh, this makes more sense as to why she would have noticed it too.
yeah,
So
my
oh,
bad. That's my bad.
ah,
good
Sorry about
patience.
that.
ah,
I should have named the
don't
journals a
worry.
little bit better.
All good.
No worries.
Okay.
Um,
We can wreck on it.
so this book itself has quite a bit of useful information. Not only did that newspaper clipping fall out there, Jace, there's also a couple other additional journal entries and uh, also a drawing that Franzibald made as well. And that is right here. Let me show that to you guys. There you go.
Oh, holy Jesus.
So this is some of his research into Vaesen. It says that the Vaesen are attracted to the light of the gemstone. He's referring to the gemstone that he was carrying around, of course. The stone activates whenever one is near. It seems like they are feeding off of each other's energies. The stone seems almost biological, as if they were once part of something alive. I found a very interesting reference in the ballad of Vafthrûdnir. In the poetic Edda, Odin spake, "First answer me well, if thy wisdom avails, and thou knowest it, Vafthrûdnir. Now, in earliest time, whence came the earth or the sky, thou giant sage?" Vafthrûdnir spake, "Out of Ymir's flesh was fashioned the earth, and the mountains were made of his bones. The sky from the frost-cold giant skull, and the ocean out of his blood. I understand now the old verses hide a titanic truth, that the stone holds the powers of creation of both man and Vaesen, magic and mundane. I have a hard time sleeping. The stones keep me awake, poisoning my mind. The fools at the university do not understand the dangers. Humans were never meant to discover these, and the stones are clearly binding the unseen world of Vaesen with our own. The consequences can be dire. We must stop the mining operations in the north. I must gather people I can trust to help me. Sigrid Magnusson, member of the Vandasir. I am being
Oh,
followed. Hide my research.
so
Holy
double checking
moly.
Jace is sharing this then?
Yeah,
Yes.
Jace, I assume you're passing this around to everybody to see.
Jace, I'll say, Kai, big, fucking problems in this node. You wanna read this? And I pass the node with, I mean the draw is in the node too, right?
Right.
Okay, I say, big problems. If we're gonna fight with this guy, we're gonna die. So, you see, I am, like, I say this with a strange fascination, but I say, any idea for this?
Uh, Wait, what are you trying to do?
Well, I pass the note, and I pass the note to all the teams, see
Okay.
what have, just and then say this, and like, okay, we are gonna have big problems.
Yeah. So, what's everybody's reaction to that being passed around this crazy journal?
I have a few, but first ask Kai: this is all his writing, or are these like
These are all
things that are
Franzibald's
clipped in?
personal notes that he's written.
Okay.
I would definitely say that these are all something that he would have done for sure.
The Venata Seer, that's
The
the same thing Lisa had mentioned.
Yes, the you guys had determined those were from Old Norse lore, where they were the children of Freya, basically.
Yep.
Wait, what?
Mm,
Freya is a
I would,
Norse goddess.
I
Yes,
would
She's the
say
wife of
Odin,
God, Odin. Yes, thank you.
and she
Sig
has a twin brother named Frey.
and Sigrid is the name of a god or the Manasir
No,
on
I
the
would say
list.
Sigurd is the name of one of the gods. Yes.
Sigrid Magnusson, the name that's mentioned here, you don't know that name yet.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
I would
Magnuson, that's
say,
probably a mortal.
uh-huh. Avery would ask, like, do I don't know. I actually spaced out, so I don't know if someone asked about this yet. Do we remember if the stone is shining some when back at the mines?
Uh,
I would say
Or
that
this
was. I mean, we could see it clearly in the darkness.
yeah, you would have not seen it there. Um,
Oh,
just bear in mind that the mine that you guys were in, Falun, that is not the same mine that they're referring to in this mystery.
okay.
It's a
okay.
totally different mine.
Oh, also the stone is not is a different entity from the necklace.
Right.
Okay.
That stone that Franzibald kept with him. He's referring to it here. These stones, um, and their relation to Vason. Um,
Okay.
Jace, are you you're done passing the book around? Everybody's looked at that. Uh, Inside or
Hmm.
in one of the drawers of the desk, I assume one of you guys had looked through that, right?
Yeah, Ingrid would have been tidying around the desk while they were all
Okay.
Yep.
mucking around with the
Uh, yeah, Ingrid. So you
secret passage.
finish up the rest of the investigation on the desk there. It seems like all the important stuff was found, but in one of the desk drawers, you do find a box, and inside the box is a series of gemstones, and
Oh,
each of these stones are various different colors. There's blues and reds. There's even some green ones in there. However, there's also a note on top of the box that says "not working." So it's clear that Franzibald's been trying to experiment a little bit too.
Okay.
She'll show them, particularly Kai, and if the others are, she's not hiding them, but Kai is the one who worked mostly with him, so not worth keeping probably then. No?
Yes, that would probably be something that we would want to keep to ourselves. We should probably bring those back to the castle.
Yeah, so whoever wants to hold those, just add that to your sheet.
Yes. Well, I gonna say something.
Sure.
Okay, when all we go out of the office, I gonna back my C in the box and say, well, uh, and this is the only thing I gonna say.
Okay.
Uh, the other Jade spawn and this cut the scene.
All right.
I stole something, or who knows?
No problem. Okay, so you guys are gonna head down into that
Who
that corridor.
who's holding the gonna hold the gems then? Just to know.
I stole
Would
one of
you,
the gen, by the way.
Ingrid? Would you want to hold on to them?
I can hold on to them, yes.
You guys don't have to worry about.
She'll pack them
weight or
in
anything like that.
like a little corner inside her doctor's bag, which she always carries with her.
Okay. Very good. So you guys are gonna start heading down the dark corridor there.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. All right, let's get our music going here. Where did my music go?
I have my knife in the hand for something like prevent.
All right. So who's got the lantern?
I do.
Okay. Kai, so you're going to lead the group down this very long, very dark, very cold corridor. You guys can actually see your breath, like in the shadows that are coming from the lantern. It's a musky smell, and it's got very very basementy type smell. I don't know if you guys know what that smells like, but it just smells
Yes.
old.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I know what you say.
Yep. So you guys take a large set of stairs that lead you further and further down until you reach another very dark corridor. This one's even colder than the last one was. The air is humid and stale. And eventually you guys make your way down to a doorway. And it's a regular sized door, but it's wooden and it's got a metal handle. It's clearly very old. As you open it and walk inside, you walk into a very large room, basically. There's actually a light source in here too, somehow. You're not sure where it's coming from or how it's getting there in the first place, judging by how deep you guys are into the ground. You notice a lot of benches and what looks like an altar at the edge of the room. There's a large chandelier that hangs from this curved ceiling that's covered in dust. Judging by the looks of things, nobody's been in here for years. And let's see, so hang on a sec. Perhaps even decades. That's how long it's been since anybody's been down here. And you see some pretty strange looking books while you're down here too. One of which actually catches your eye a lot, or whoever's eye really, anybody who's looking. It's called Famous and Infamous Texts in the Face and Famous and Infamous Texts. That's the name of the book. Sorry, that's also in the core rulebook too. So I'll add that. You guys can bring that if you'd like. Add it to your occult library.
Okay.
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 As you're peering through the book and looking around, things go very, very quiet and even colder than what it was before. And then shadows appear on the wall, and they're dancing around everywhere. Like, it's not natural, whatever this is. And suddenly, there's a dark, booming voice that echoes throughout the entire room, and he says, "Who are you?"
I'm going to respond after kind of like
Nothing have
trying to figure out um, where the voice is coming from, and I'm going to say I'm a friend of Franzibald, and these were my colleagues.
Nice. Okay. So as you say that, there's a slight pause, and then you hear a small voice, and it can be heard from one of the corners of the room. "They said they know Franzibald," the first voice says. And then there's a stark contrast to the terrifying demonic voice that shook the entire room just a moment ago. So he was obviously throwing his voice somehow, throwing you guys off. "I told you they were not dangerous," answers another voice. And this one's lighter and female. "And what did they want to do? They were waking up little Scrolly," says the first voice. "He was already awake. You should go back to them. Encourage the others. Talk to them now." And then they start arguing and arguing. And then they come out from a small hole in the wall.
I was just going to clear my throat to make sure that they weren't arguing anymore.
Yeah, and let me get a picture for you guys here. Hang on a sec.
Would my dog react to small creatures like that?
I'm not so sure your dog would be able to see them.
Ah, fair.
you see JC is apart with the her her shadow knife. Oh, Jesus, who the heck? What is this?
So
Oh my god, they're adorable.
These are the guys that came out from the wall, and
But they are small.
one of them is wearing a top hat and a nice trench coat with a tie, and he's got a small cane. And they're dressed very nicely, actually. Like, they're very proper looking. The one that looks like a hedgehog is wearing a dress and has a nice little flower on her head.
Like Sylvanians.
Yep. And so the one on the left kind of looks like a cross between a frog and a mouse, and the other one looks like a hedgehog, obviously. The one on the left, the frog-looking guy, says, "Good morning. My name is Horn, and this is my wife, Toss." And then,
Good morning, Lord. And I'm gonna nod take my cap off and just nod to both of them.
yep. So Toss does like this little proper curtsy, and it's very formal. Like, they're very polite. She's carrying another small creature too, and that apparently is her child. And she looks very much like Mom, another small hedgehog. These guys are known as the Vatir, and you guys all have heard of the Vatir. These are the most common Vaesen that you'll ever come across in the world. They're everywhere. You also know the fact that they're extremely forthcoming with people if they know you, or if they're friends with somebody that you know, i.e.
Okay.
Franzibald. So, yeah, they're very personable, they're very friendly, only towards people that they know. They do not trust easily. So
I asked.
Go ahead.
Sorry. Yes, I asked Avery and what is so we killed them or we what?
No,
Like
no.
I was like super surprised because the voice contrasts with the appearance.
I'm
Jace is
going
like,
to
okay,
I'm going to turn to Jace and just say, I kind of want to know we don't want to kill them. If they said that they're friends of um,
Franzibald.
Franzibald, then we're friends of Franzibald. So they're friendly. So let's see if we can't. I kind of like whisper this to them so that they understand that, hey, this isn't necessarily something that I do every day. I don't know about anybody else, like implying that, but
Like,
obviously it's happening that we're communicating with Mason.
yeah, the goal in this game is to not just kill Vaesen when you see them. Not all of them are bad.
Right.
All of these things, all of these creatures have their own daily lives. You know, they're individuals just like us humans are. So just
I
They're
put
like
back my knife. Say, okay, I understand.
yeah,
I would think of them being like in D&D universe, they're like the Fae, right? There's good ones, there's bad
Yep.
ones,
yeah,
there's
Yep.
intermediate ones.
yes. I mean, and
Whole
believe
range.
me, if you cross one of these things, they can wreak havoc. Like they're not to be trifled with, just like any other Vaesen.
Yep.
Again,
These
so
ones look clean enough though.
yeah, they're very proper. They're very much like Franzibald. Actually, they actually seem to share a similar personality. Like they're very jolly and they dress well, things like that. So
Okay. Ingrid will examine them kind of closely and then just look at the others.
okay. Um, Again, so the Horn and Toss are extremely forthcoming with you guys at this point because they know that you're friends with Franzibald. Toss, the female hedgehog one, runs back inside her little hole in the wall, and she pushes out a lockbox. And
I'm
she's
gonna just look. Oh, never mind.
I was going to say that Franzibald probably would have wanted you to have this.
Can I take the box and open it?
You can.
Carefully.
Let's see. So let me just roll something. I just want to see. One moment
I can
here.
have more information like this. Bias have the idea this life here for a long time, so maybe can say something.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, they've lived here for years.
Okay,
Um,
so maybe I can roll something for have more information.
what kind of information are you trying to get? Just how long they've lived there?
Uh, uh, well, I wanna try more info for uh, Jesus. I forget the name.
Because they just brought out a
Uh,
lockbox that you guys are about to open.
like the guy who principal.
You
Yes,
want to
I
learn more
gonna
about
know.
Franzibald?
Just like more what he do because the thing I read and like this the two things I read give me suspicious for wait, what type of things do these gentlemen
They're called the Vatir.
but this
Yeah, let me put it in the. Hang on a sec. I'll put it in the chat. Um, so unfortunately, they don't know much in terms of what Franzibald's been doing these past several years because he hasn't visited them.
Did he used
oh
to visit you guys?
He used to, yes. Then he
Okay.
got caught up
how
in
would
his
you know
research, and we haven't
he,
seen him since then.
Okay.
Um, that
I'm going to inform them of the unfortunate news then.
Oh my goodness, no!
I'm sorry that
yes
you had to find out this way.
And Toss buries her little hedgehog face into the side of Horn, and she's upset because they clearly had a working relationship together. And so in front of her stands that lockbox. Are you guys gonna open that up?
Hmm.
Okay.
Outside the box.
So inside the lockbox, there are two small stones, and both of which have a slight green tint. They're less bright than the one that Franzibald carried around his neck. Anybody who wants to roll either learning or investigation can do so now, and you can possibly learn a little bit more about the stones.
Okay, I'm gonna roll investigation.
Whatever you're better in.
I'm okay. I'm not better in anything. Yeah, gonna show. Oh, okay, Capsen. By the way, Shadow, these green stones are like the stone of the gear, the mad gear, to the thing to cut the head of Principal.
Yes, that's the same type of stone.
I see this and say, I don't gonna put this in my neck. I don't gonna have the same luck of Principal.
Well, I wouldn't say Franzibald had much luck when he got his head cut off.
Uh,
You know?
okay.
Yeah, you may not want to have that same luck.
um,
Yeah.
Avery, are you rolling too or no?
What are we rolling again?
If you want to learn more about the green stones that are in this box.
Oh, sure. What do we roll?
Learning or investigation?
Either or, it's just the same.
Whatever works better. Okay.
Eh.
No worries. Kai and Ingrid. So, these stones have been discovered to be able to bind and harvest powers from Vaesen. Vaesen are, in fact, very drawn to these particular stones. They have an inactive and an active phase. So when charged with Vaesen powers or not, this is a very tightly guarded secret among most humans. So Franzibald, the fact that he knew about these things, he was very, very important to know about these things because nobody knows about these things.
Okay.
So basically, anybody who doesn't have the sight would have never even heard about this stuff ever.
Well, it sounds like those of us with the sight in this room didn't know about them either.
Yeah, it's a very privileged information.
Ooh.
So the fact that Franzibald had it made him pretty important.
I have a question, Shadow,
What's up?
for have context. These stones are like the kryptonite of Baeset or something like this.
No,
I'm gonna.
no, not like that. So they seem to absorb the powers of Vaesen, not like a kryptonite type of situation. It just like it charges in the presence of Vaesen.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay. Okay, thank you.
So right now they're glowing slightly green because the Vatir that you guys are standing next to are right next to it. It's not like hurting them or anything.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So yeah.
Wait, so sorry. New information. So so much information. Uh, uh so the stones are in the pots because if this tiny just say Baetir uh can touch because absorb his power.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, okay. Thank
Yep.
you, thank you.
Yep.
It's not absorbing like taking it from them. It's more like,
They're charging it just by being near it.
yeah, it's more like when you absorb the warmth and heat of the light of the sun, right? You're not dimming the sun. It's just radiating stuff out and you absorb it. And the
Exactly.
stains do that sort of thing with the Vaesen, right? It's not hurting
Yes.
them.
Nope.
Yeah, it's just
Ah, okay.
they're capturing some of the energy. Um, Ingrid in particular would be interested. I think wasn't there a clue something about them? They seem to be biological-ish, maybe not geological. So that would be the thing that Ingrid would be interested in.
Yes,
Like
indeed.
she'll kind of like scratch maybe like at just a little corner and try and like see if she can
That is
glean
all the
any insight into
information
that.
we're going to get from that just for now.
Okay.
But you'll learn more. Don't worry.
I'm
And she'll
gonna.
double check, make sure it's not hurting them and that they're okay. And she'll experiment a little bit with moving them closer and further away from them and seeing like, you know,
I
being
was
able
about
to
to do
tell
the
that.
same thing.
Yeah. So yeah, we're
Right.
kind of like moving these things around like glow sticks.
We're just
Right.
kind of curiously trying to understand them.
Understood.
Mhm.
So you guys have pretty much gotten everything that you can from this particular area.
Okay.
If you'd like to roleplay, go for it. If not, we can head back to the castle and get ready for the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do have one thing.
I
What's up?
think I think if we're gonna go, when I have the part of information, I think I don't show the part of you see in the notebook of principal.
Mm-hmm.
This information, I the university right now, in my perspective, sounds like the not a secure place, but I don't say nothing. I like, okay,
Okay.
we're gonna die. Yeah.
All right. So you guys are gonna make your way back to the castle.
Ingrid did want to do something there.
Oh, sure. Go
So
ahead.
she wanted to talk to the two uh, small Vatir
Sure.
because the person who lived here who could see them is gone and his butler cannot. So she will discuss with them what they want to do in terms of like, are they going to try and continue to live here, and if there's anything we can do to uh, help them and keep things. She's thinking to herself, keep things peaceful,
Right.
right?
So,
Stay on good relations, and if there's anything we can do to help.
well, we're pretty comfortable here. We don't really need anything. I just wish we had Franzibald.
We do too.
Yes, well, I will
Don't
try and
worry.
stop by every now and then and check up on you and see if you need anything, if that's all right.
Of course, I was just going to say that you could come anytime.
Excellent.
You
And
say
thank
they
you for
say don't.
And
these.
they do. Toss does her little curtsy and turns around and walks back into her hole. And
And
Horn
wait,
grabs his hat and tips it down, and he bows out. Are you guys doing anything
Ingrid
else?
will
and
curtsy
yes,
in return.
I say don't worry. Principal, your friend gonna be revenged one day. This is all I say.
That's and Horn looks back up at you and he nods his head in approval. Thank you.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
So you guys make your way back to the castle, and it's about 4 o'clock now. It's been a long day hanging out at the at Franzbald's mansion, and it is now time to get ready for the ball.
I'm going to look at Avery as soon as we walk in the door.
That's there. And I am getting ready to run away.
I grab you before you have the chance.
No!
The back
Roll,
pain.
roll
No.
force.
Jace, if you want
Roll
to really
initiative.
pull off a magic trick, see if you can remove the dirt from Avery. And Ingrid will
This is impossible.
give a little grin.
Hurry. I don't
I just
miracle.
look at Jace and I go, "Oh, I have a method. Don't worry about it. It is like magic. It does work."
Awesome.
Oh,
All right,
interesting.
let,
Show
let's
me.
let's hear the method. Sorry about the
I
loud
just basically bring Avery into the bathroom and start washing him.
noises. Whether you like it
Ooh.
or not, we're just gonna hog tie him.
Yep, pretty much.
Oh man, so this means that Avery is going to actually have to dress up in some formal attire.
Which,
Okay.
if they live at the castle, don't they have like
They-
different attire for us to wear?
Oh yeah, you guys have access to all this
Okay.
stuff.
Jay say, okay. So you say to see Jay is with other clothes. It's a miracle. You don't know how to have other clothes. Like it, this is wait. Sorry for take a long explain, but uh, technically you only know Jade have this clothes and you don't know how do for
Yeah,
get dirty. But
that's
in
fine.
this time you see Jade have a yellow suit.
A yellow suit.
I, yes, the
Awesome.
most yes, but no, it's like okay, if we wanna go high, this is not the best
No, it's not a hiding
clothes.
suit, that's for sure.
Yeah, and say, well,
It's gonna be like
we're gonna
Marv and Harry from Dumb and Dumber with the blue and orange suits.
Mm-hmm.
They thinking Willy Wonka.
That too.
Yeah.
Jay have
Yeah.
the
So
Jay you say, and I say, well, all the eyes gonna be in me, and I don't know if this is a good idea, but nice.
all right.
And this is
So
all gonna.
Jace is adorned in a wonderful yellow attire, a very nice not business, but a formal attire that you would wear when you're attending some sort of a ball of this magnitude. And again, you guys know that this is a very big deal. So everybody's dressed in their best. Ties, dresses, and pressed pants and nice jackets, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Algot has arranged for a carriage to bring you the to the university as well. Is there anything that you guys want to do to prepare before you go? Because now would be
Can
the
I
time
at
to do it.
least put
I'm going to
a
go.
dainty little bow tie on my dog?
Absolutely. Any type of animal wearing formal wear is always fun. I will never say no to that.
Yeah. Mental? What do you?
I'm going to walk out of the like place where we get our gear and stuff like that, and just kind of look and see that everybody is ready to go, and just ask, "All right, shall we head out?"
Yeah, Ingrid will pick. She'll wear proper formal wear, but it's whoops, lost doc.
Oh, sorry.
But it's conservative, right? Kind of like just dark gray,
Mhm.
practical-ish while still being properly formal.
Awesome.
She's not dressing to the nines or to impress or anything. She's just doing what she has to do the basics of fitting in.
Okay. Sounds good.
The only after to go out to the park.
Sorry, I misclicked. Someone called me and I was gonna mute myself and I just disconnected out of the call.
That's all right. No problem.
Just when we're gonna go to this party, the thing Jay say, and he his paper like his dark mode. I'm gonna say this for short time
Mhm.
and say, well, I wish we don't have troubles. Red in yellow is hard to put out, you know. And have the knife in the hand.
Yeah,
Yes, this is all.
excellent. All right, so you guys make your way out to the front steps of your castle, and Alget has arranged a carriage, so it has now arrived. And I'm going to put you guys on some horseback down here. So you guys are traveling to Uppsala University. This is a brand new building that has just been built recently within the past year. And I'm going to move you guys down here. It's a pretty quick trip. It's like maybe 500 meters or so. It's not terrible, especially on a horse. But
Oh,
when you guys make it to the university, this place is packed, jam-packed with people. There's so many people, and everybody's dressed like very professionally. Everybody's formal looking. And let me just get some music for you guys. So the main entrance to this building has two massive wooden doors. Inside, as you come in, there's an orchestra playing.
One in the stairwell.
And
what?
an orchestra play
Orchestra.
like ballroom music, stuff like that. It's a full,
Violin.
Oh,
yeah, it's a full
Trumpets
band. It's
and-
got like quite a large band actually. It's very extravagant.
Behind you.
ooh.
Yeah,
They say
You got it.
it's definitely
good.
It's dancing music, but nobody's dancing. Everybody seems a little bit uptight. Instead, you're seeing clusters of men in penguin suits and women in expensive gowns that are just kind of scattered everywhere. Let me get some crowded room sounds here. There we go. So everybody's talking amongst each other. You can hear different languages all around. You know, there's German, there's English, Chinese, and French. The excitement in this room is electrifying at this point, bordering on explosive. There's a lot of eagerness in the room, mixed with some anxiety, because you're aware of the recent acquisition of the Abyssco mine and how much of a big deal it became very quickly after the Sfei Mining Corporation took it over and then added a bunch of security.
Is this place cramped enough that when our group like moves into the crowd, I can, nick a few things here and there?
I would say probably, sure.
Jace see all these people and say, "Ah, magnificent." Give me a moment. I forgot the word.
So
I
there's
want to
about,
nick a few things.
yeah, so you got about 900
just
people in
see-
attendance here. So there's a lot
Yeah.
of people to choose from.
Wait, whoa, oh, Jesus. Jace say,
I wanna see if I can get at least something.
Okay.
Mhm.
I
Um,
say, magnificent public, and
Ha!
and for myself say, well, I wish something here have money for soul. But I say this in low voice.
Avery, with your one success, you were actually able to nick somebody's wallet that just happened to be poking out enough for you to get your fingers on it.
It just so happens to be my wallet.
Stealing from your own teammates. Yeah. No.
Shadow. I
And there's a little-
something.
So I would, knowing that Avery has the ability to pickpocket, I would put a little note saying, "If this is Avery, please put this back."
Shadow, I can't. Jace can do magic tricks and disappear.
Yep, you can certainly
Okay.
do that. So you want to entertain some people with your magic tricks?
Yes, I do. I do this. What I think I need roll for do this.
So what are you trying to do, first of all, and then we'll decide what you're rolling.
A big like Okay, I'm gonna put a bit crazy here, but nothing fancy. I do sorry, I don't know magic tricks, but a fancy magic trick for and when I do this, my shadow stole the things,
Mm-hmm.
and this is sorry, I don't I need have a names of magic tricks because I don't know, but the most fancy,
Okay. Um,
yes, that is.
let's go ahead and do manipulation.
Oh boy. Okay. Please. I'm gonna use my talent, by the way. I think in this moment, it's a moment. Performer.
Okay.
Okay, I, how I use this? Like, I only click?
So click on the. Well, actually, for performer, you don't have to click anything. I can already see it. I just tagged it in the chat so people know what it does.
Okay. Please.
Okay. All right. So 2 successes. You've
Three
managed to.
success!
You've 3 successes. Sorry, my bad. You've managed to draw a pretty large crowd for your magic trick. So you got people pretty distracted.
I, I found rose, rabbits, pigeons. Yes, pigeons. I think it
Yeah.
have sense.
You've even got a
And
couple of ladies staring at you, like they're kind of like winking at you because they like
this
your
is
magic.
found rose.
All right. So while Jace is doing magic tricks, is anybody else doing anything else?
I am just kind of surveying the room, seeing the crowd and the atmosphere to see who's or how it like is interacting with each other and that kind of thing.
Yeah, you see a bunch of people talking amongst each other. There's several conversations that are happening around you alone.
Sorry, I am back. I have something to tell me something. Okay. When the ladies blink my eye, I spawn rose and oh, give me a moment.
I would say, can I just,
I
like, with
launch.
my eagle eye, I would like to, pick apart who seemed the most, like, heavy accessories wise, or maybe, like, they have some fat pockets or something like that. But they seem, low on their guard or something like that.
1 sec. So roll vigilance,
Uh,
please.
okay, Jace. The thing I do is launch flowers to the sky and say, "For my lovers."
Excellent.
And just,
Getting a small fan club there, Jace.
nice.
Oh, I may also be able to, like, nick someone off of Jace's crowd. Like, they're too focused on Jace.
Yep.
Yes. And you see how
Oh.
you see a dog that. Okay, sorry. Avery see a shadow hand stole their things. Like I Jace is a bit strange.
So your successful vigilance, you're looking over at the crowd of people that have been kind of entranced by Jace's magic. And there's one particular woman individual here who has a white dress. It's very flowy and beautiful, and she's got a enormous necklace around her neck. She's also got a purse around the side of her left side.
Oh.
Doc, if you don't mind, would you mind if Ingrid plays School Marm?
What? Sorry?
Kind of tries to police you a little bit, your character. I don't want to do it. I just want to ask if you're okay with it.
Oh, no, sure. No, it's just like second to nature for Avery,
Right.
and if someone scolds him for it, it's just
Yeah,
natural.
no.
I get
Well,
it.
what I'm thinking is I can roll vigilance to see if Ingrid would notice that Avery is casing people.
Oh yeah, sure.
If you're okay with that.
I can help.
Yeah.
I can help Avery to stall this woman.
Okay. I'm gonna roll vigilance here then.
No.
Oh yeah, 2 successes. Ingrid will be like she sees Avery kind of sidling up to the woman, and she like slaps his hand on the back, flaps right, so
Oh.
leans in and whispers, says, "Best behavior. We're not here to cause problems. We need to figure out what's going
Avery
on."
would like counter whisper like, oh, but that pretty lady has like a really big necklace. Do you think like,
Plenty
like
of things
Randall
back at the
also has a
castle.
big necklace. Like a big.
She'll bring out the box of gems and rattle it and say, "We have plenty of things. Be on best behavior now." And then she'll kind of like stiffly walk off a little bit.
So suddenly
Avery.
the music stops
Sorry,
at this point.
Okay.
Ooh.
Sorry, I can say last thing. Avery just in the background. In the background, Jay's shadow hands with the things can stall. You see for a moment and say with the fingers. Give me a moment. They point at the lady and they say he's a bit close to you and say you wanna I do this thing.
I'm gonna walk over to Jace and Avery and just say, we are not to be pickpocketing anybody, and we are not to be helping anybody either. We are here on business.
Yes.
But I
And
don't
the music just stopped
my hands are
anyways,
clean.
and the crowd is suddenly very quiet. Up on the balcony above you, a man emerges, and he says, "Will everyone please meet in the auditorium?"
Oh.
And so everybody kind of just quickly makes their way in there, and as they start moving through, he says, "The demonstration is about to begin."
Demonstration.
Yes. So you
The
guys
what?
are seated towards the back of the auditorium currently. At the very front of it, though, is a large stage. At the center of the stage, there's a table, and it has several different beakers and Bunsen burners and different chemical related items, things of those for chemistry.
Okay.
And
But
sorry,
okay.
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, could Ingrid have like ensconced herself within the hospital clique? The other medical people.
You could potentially bribe somebody into switching seats with them. Otherwise, it's
Oh
kind
no
of an
no no.
aside to.
Okay, no. That's. I was just saying that she would be like naturally go and chat up people that she knew from the
Oh
hospital.
no, you guys are all sitting down at this point.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so you guys are all sitting in the back. If you'd like to try and get closer to the stage, you can with a manipulation. Otherwise, you're staying where you are.
Nope.
Okay,
Fine.
I gonna roll manipulation, but give me a moment. Gonna go for the charger of my computer.
Nope, not here. Oh boy.
Um, so after what seems like an anxious eternity of waiting while you're sitting there,
I don't think we have pickaxe anymore.
several people arrive on the stage, and they're accompanied by the vice chancellor of the university. Eskil Anderson is his name, and several members of Swedish nobility are there as well. There's a hush that descends on the room when they walk in,
Mm-hmm.
And the vice chancellor walks up to the stage with a big grin on his face, getting ready to address the audience. And he says, last summer, the university was approached by Sve Mining Corporation with an interesting proposal that at first glance frankly seemed outlandish and unrealistic. As the Vice Chancellor, it is my duty to protect the fine institution from nonsense, and I was almost offended by the preposterous nature of the proposal itself. However, after several meetings and many visits, I do not regret having the honor of today announcing a new chapter on the history of our university. But before I go ahead of myself here, I would like to introduce you to the pioneer behind all of this, Mrs. Sigrid Magnusson.
Well, that sounds familiar.
So this woman who is, let me get a picture for you guys. Hang on a sec. Where are you?
Straight from his notebook.
Okay, yep, that is straight from the notebook. Character.
Wait,
artwork.
Eric Markson?
Sigrid Magnusson.
Magnusson.
She was in Franz Ball's notebook as being a potential member of the Vanadaseer.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
that is what she looks like. She's blonde, very pretty looking, but she's actually a lot older than what she looks.
Wait. She's familiar.
So Sigrid confidently walks up onto the stage and roll me observation, everybody.
Observation. Is 0.
Okay.
Akhirnya, let's go.
Okay. So
A lot of sixes. There are a lot of d6s with no sixes.
yeah, that's
Lovely.
okay. It's fine. It's not crucial.
High hopes, roll down.
So everybody's just like very, very entranced by this woman. It's almost like she's able to spellbind people. She's extremely convincing and charming as well. And then she starts talking. And she addresses the crowd and she says, since 1477, this university has been at the forefront of innovation and scientific discovery. Standing strong in the face of destruction and terror, she was always ready and willing to serve those who search for knowledge above all else. Today I stand before you to honor our sacred institution. Today I ask you to see what the power of science, what the power of knowledge can bring to our people. Today we make history. Today will mark a new era for not only science, but for Uppsala. The Lion of the North shall roar again, claiming the respect it deserves from our European brethren, and upon a new golden age we shall together ascend. And after she says this, a group of assistants joins her on the stage, and they're rolling in a wheeled table. Attached to that table is nothing in particular at this point, but you can see a couple of straps on it. She points to the Bunsen burner that was sitting on the table and the glass chemistry flask where there's a few stones sitting inside of them. And she points to the stones and says, "This is the future. These rare minerals can be found in the depths of the Abisko mine, and we've spent the last 3 years refining them." She takes one of the stones from the flask and holds it up to everybody to see. You guys recognize this as the same gemstone that Franzbald carried. While there is so much research yet to be undertaken, we have already discovered unprecedented properties and benefits. I shall now demonstrate. At this point, a young athletic man walks up to Sigrid. He takes off his shirt, and actually a couple of people in the crowd are audibly gasping at this point because it was very inappropriate to do that back then. So the young man looks at Sigrid with the same adoration that basically everybody in the crowd is looking at her with. And she pats him on his chin lightly and says, "This brave young man has offered his body to science. For that, we all must be eternally grateful for his selfless act that will help us save so many. The potential is endless. You will see."
How'd you get that car?
So then, after she says this, Sigrid takes out a scalpel and she drags it
Oh,
across the man's chest.
Whoa.
And blood is
oh,
just gushing out of this man's body. The audience at this point is just freaking out. He's then gasping, and the man himself is okay so far. He puts on a grimacing face, and Sigrid says, "Now please sit down." So the young man sits down on the chair, and one of the other assistants straps him into it, placing his arms straight into the sides of him, kind of like those, almost like an electric chair type style thing. Excuse me for a sec. So now Sigrid takes the green gem that she had in the flask and then carefully heats it in the flame of the Bunsen burner.
I
And
have a bad feeling of this,
yeah, so as it starts
like
to
a big one.
emit a green light, she picks up the flask with a pair of pliers and holds it close to the young man's bleeding chest. And as she does this, he starts screaming in pain and horror. The audience is growing pretty uncomfortable at this point, and some are even standing up, getting ready to walk out. Horrified that more blood is pouring out from the open wound on this man's chest now. So people are rightfully scared. And then suddenly the bright green light fills the entire room, and the lab flask explodes with a sharp crack, followed by a deep silence from everywhere. And one of the people sitting next to you guys says, "My God." And he's staring at the stage in disbelief. And as you guys look up at the stage, you see the young man who's unconscious and still sitting in the chair, but the gash that was on his chest is no longer there. Even the blood is gone.
Wait, what?
So Sigrid walks up to him and pulls up some smelling salts that she has and holds it under his nose. He wakes up immediately, pale and disoriented, but a small smile eventually returns to his face as well. Several of the assistants help him off the stage, leaving a smug Sigrid behind. So she is very proud of her work. "Impossible!" the vice chancellor just yells at this point. His eyes are almost popping out of their sockets. They are just like, he's totally dumbfounded by what just happened.
Is he angry or surprised or?
Surprise.
Okay.
And Sigrid says, "Not impossible. Science."
Yes, it's science.
And now that stunned silence that was following everybody around for a second there is now just complete uproaring applause. Like everybody's freaking out. This is like the coolest thing they've ever seen. And that concludes
Ingrid's
the
just
demonstration.
during this whole thing is just frowning slightly, kind of maybe a little irritated or upset, especially like it started when she was talking about how, it was going to make Sweden great, and her mood kind of continues to darken as the thing goes on.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I took
but
a
yeah.
bunch of notes on just everything.
Okay.
Jace is like, oh, Jesus. This is real magic. And I clap.
And I just kind of look at Jace and go, no, it's not magic, it's science, but regardless.
We know this stone is have something, But
And
yes,
then
I can say it's magic.
I just kind of make sure I have everything jotted down before the demonstration ends.
Gotcha. So now that the demonstration's done, Sigrid exits the stage, and they've already wheeled the man off, who seemingly was okay. So it's pretty crazy stuff. Um, so now everybody's just kind of going back to conversing with each other. You hear a lot of conversations about how amazing that demonstration was and how unreal it was, and the utter shock and disbelief. But some people are like, in agreement that this could be the future
You guys saw
for
Thank you.
for Uppsala.
Okay.
So what are you guys doing? Right now, you see you're in the crowd. You can see Sigrid standing with a man. They're up on the balcony. You can see the man who was also part of the experiment, who's walking around, and he's actually still not wearing his shirt. And he's just going around, and a lot of the women are just fawning over him, like touching his chest where the gash was, and he's a handsome guy too, so they're excited about it.
I'm going to try and converse with some of the other individuals um, in the area.
Okay.
They say, Jesus, what is the like? I gonna say, th- this guy love show her chest, well, something like uh,
Mm-hmm.
brag out, but I don't know the spelling.
Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, they're all like touching his chest because of him having the cut there. Not to mention he's also a handsome guy. So,
This is
uh,
a bit jealous for this guy have more attention, but
yeah,
yes,
understood. So, uh,
yes.
speaking of attention, he's gathered quite a large crowd around him at this point, and it's not for the reason you think it is, where women have been fawning over him. Uh, if you peer a little bit closer, you'll see that the man is now lying on the ground.
Cool.
What?
Well,
Ingrid will have been moving in that kind of general direction, and also like looking out for any of the other like the hospital people. So she has a couple of different things in mind, but if he looks like he collapsed, then she will.
So you're gonna run over. So
Yeah.
several people run over there with you. Actually,
Hmm.
you're coming from one direction, the others are coming from another, and I assume you're just gonna push through the crowd and try and.
Yeah, try and weave her way through. She's not particularly strong. She's not really pushing her way through, but
Yeah.
she'll try and weave her way through.
Yeah. So this guy is just flat out cold. Um, he's completely unconscious. His body's just totally limp at this point.
He's not cold. He's out cold, right? Yes.
Right. Right. Yeah. He's like
Okay.
knocked out almost. Uh, the people that ran over there to see him as well quickly scoop him up, and they're ready to carry him out. And you'll recognize these people because they work for the mining company that is running the show here. So they're kind of like the security guards.
She'll
Oh,
call out, just, I'm a doctor.
They're going to ignore what you just said, and
Okay.
they're going to, as discreetly as possible, try and move this body out of the guest hall here. A lot of them have noticed. So eventually, one of the men says, "It's company protocol. Safety comes first, and will be sent to the hospital for additional monitoring. He is fine, I assure you. He is breathing." And this was enough for most people to, be okay.
She will try and go along with him and see if they actually will physically block her.
They are going to physically block you, saying, "Ma'am, we've got this."
I work at the hospital. I should accompany him to make sure he remains okay while in transport.
Ma'am, I assure you, he is fine. It is company protocol. You do not need to concern
He doesn't
yourself.
look fine. She's kind of raising her voice in a sharp tone. He doesn't look fine.
I
Okay.
can help. I can help Avery. Like help to her doctor team.
Um, at this point, one of the guards holds you there physically while the rest of the people carry him out the back door. And once they've cleared the back door, the person holding you now has taken his hand off of you and assures you again that he is fine.
Ingrid just glares at him and, how dare you?
So
She'll turn and then she's gonna find some of the other doctors and stuff. Assuming there's other people from the hospital here at this event.
oh yeah, there's people from everywhere.
And I want to ask one question about the demonstration.
Sure.
Were we able to actually watch the whole time, or was there because you kind of implied we didn't actually see what happened,
Right. So
there was a big flash of light or something?
Yeah, the green flash of light is what kind of engulfed the whole room temporarily, and then after
Right.
the fact, that's when things were fixed.
She's going to go and start gossiping with the other doctors and saying about how crazy it was that they prevented a doctor from seeing him, and that start trying to gossip and spread a rumor that it wasn't real. It was a trick.
Mm-hmm.
They had the bright flash of light. They're trying to push us doctors out of our positions, and the bright flash of light was probably where they brought in a twin, to replace them and make it look like they were performing some sort of miracle, and it's all some sort of scam, and to try and get the doctors at the hospital sort of riled up and against what's going on here.
Yeah, so you're getting some mixed signals from this. Some of them, know you for a fact because you work at the hospital and they trust your word. Others not so much because you've neither met them or they're from a different place, something like that. So you're getting mixed signals, but a lot of people seem to be in agreement that this is probably just some facade.
Okay. Anyway, you guys.
Yeah, so we got about 2 more minutes here before 10 o'clock. So we can call it here, or if you guys want to role play for another 2 minutes, it's up to you.
I think it's a good place to call it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I still have to prepare for tonight's D&D session. Yeah.
And did you guys want to go over leveling up or no?
Yeah, sure.
Did
I
we?
think I haven't leveled up from the last session.
No, you did.
Didn't? Oh, the
Level
Eagle
up.
Eye.
Wait, say that again.
The Eagle Eye, or did I level up into something else? I forgot.
No, the Eagle Eye you added. I remember I added it for you.
Okay. Fair.
Wait, how many points does your character sheet say it has for experience?
It has 2 on my screen, but I don't know if I added it on my own or did someone else added it.
I
for me.
edited it probably. Let me just check the.
Okay.
Let me check the log. Hang on.
We're gonna level up.
We should have 12 experience points.
Oh, I only have 2.
At least I think. I'm not 100% sure. Don't quote me on that. That's what I have
Okay.
written. So
Fair.
Yeah, I added Eagle Eye for you. And I took the points away, so that's fine.
Okay.
okay.
So let me just pull up our questions here.
So how many experience points are we all supposed to have? Do you have that written down somewhere, Shadow?
Well, it's in your sheets. It depends on what you've spent it on. Some people haven't bought any talents or anything like that, and they just.
I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, just make sure you.
Yeah, it's not.
track
It
the
doesn't.
number.
It doesn't just straight accumulate, right? You spend it.
Yeah, you have to spend
Yeah.
it.
Right. Okay.
By the way, this is funny. Sorry, it's funny how uh in in my in my uh in my lore I have in my mind, uh, the team accept Jace is like a strange guy to do strange things and
Yeah.
sometimes things with the shadows. Funny
Mm-hmm.
in my head canon.
All right, so you guys participated in the session, so that's 1 point. You confronted a Vason today. You met the Horn and Toss, cute little guys there. So that's 2 points. Did you identify a previously unknown Vason? I would say yes, because you've never actually come across the Vitir before. So that's 3 points. Nobody was affected by their dark secret this time, were they? Anybody?
No.
I don't think so.
Well, Jace,
Only very marginally for me.
Okay.
well,
So
Jace
I think probably no.
Yeah, so we'll
Use
skip that
her.
one. So it's 3 points total so far.
Uh,
We didn't take any risks to protect other people. You've learned quite a bit of stuff tonight. Lots of lore drops with what Franzibald was working on and what he
Hmm.
thinks about. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh, you did develop something in your headquarters last game that we played on last weekend for a little while. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna give you the point for that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 points total today for everybody.
Okay.
okay, I can upgrade something. I wanna upgrade something.
Mm-hmm. If anybody
I
has an
wanna
upgrade,
upgrade.
they can I can bring it in for them. I did make it so you
I
guys can drag stuff into your sheets now.
I can. I have 7 points of experience.
Yep. So
So
you can spend 5 to buy a new talent, or you can spend 5 to increase a skill point.
We get again,
I
sorry?
wanna.
5 points for everybody.
Okay.
I wanna spend my points and upgrade observation.
Observation. All right, so make that observation a 4 then, and just make sure your experience points is 2.
Or um,
I'll just keep mine for now. I don't know where I'm gonna put it.
Sure. Yeah, let me know. Yeah, you're not under any obligation to get this done now. I just figured it would be easier.
eh,
So,
by the way, Shadow, when we finish in the university thing, I think I can have more capital resources, the money thing,
mm-hmm.
just because, well, I stole things.
You stole things, yeah. Well, so did Avery.
I
We stole
have
the rich
money.
to.
It's okay.
Do I get my any resources on top of what I have currently from that wallet that I got?
As a matter of fact, yes. Let me roll something here. Hang on. So this would go under your capital. So let me just roll a d6. One sec. So you managed to steal a pretty wealthy person's wallet.
Yeah.
So you can put 5 in capital.
What?
I
Hmm.
can roll the same. I
Um,
can roll the same, Shadow.
so did you? Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
What? What's the difference between capital and resources again?
So capital is basically cash. Resources is like your credit, I guess. That's the best way to put it.
Okay.
Okay, I
Or like your
I do.
monthly income,
Yeah.
right?
So
That's why I
like,
usually think of resources like your ongoing income.
yeah. So your capital right now is 5, and that means that you have 5 points
I
to
do a
spend
private
like when
roll.
you're out and about somewhere. So like you can. This is the cash you're carrying on you now.
I have
Okay,
money.
Yep. So Avery's
I do a
filthy rich now.
I do a private roll.
Put PJs on or something.
I
Yeah.
do a
So
private
let
roll.
me roll for you. Hang on a sec.
Oh, for sure.
Unfortunately, you were only able to steal a little bit, so you get 1 capital there, Jace.
Oh, scream pain.
Hey, it's money you didn't have
Jesus,
before, right?
two coins. I have eight.
Yep.
Like the first coin I have. 2 coins.
All right. So
Jeez.
that's the
We
end
need
of
to
this
spawn more
session.
people.
So next
I'm
session
gonna
we'll
take
play
the wealthy talent.
Wealthy. Sure. Let's see.
Huh?
And that one increase resources by 1. All right. So I'm gonna put this in and change your resources there to add 1 there, and then you'll be done.
Okay, perfect.
Kai is filthy rich. Yeah, so that's it,
Right.
guys. That's the end of the episode for today.
Perfect.